Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to another Odds and Sods video. This is a video where I do some tool finds and some tool picks that don't really belong to any one particular estate or flea market trip. Just little odds and ends I pick up here and there that don't warrant having a video on their own, but we just kind of lump them together and call them Odds and Sods. The two items in this box, which I haven't even opened yet and verified, actually came up on Marketplace. The first item that came up was a mag base, just a mag base. But I thought, you know, the 20 bucks that the guy was asking for it was actually a pretty good deal, and I'll show you why in a moment. And the problem was because of the shipping. Once you factored in the shipping and everything, it didn't really make much sense to me. I didn't really need it. Then he posted another mag base, a complete mag base. And that was also not a horrible price on it, considering, you know, that it was a Noga. So I was like, okay, that's not bad at all. And I contacted him and I said, hey, how about a package deal? And then we had previously talked about that he didn't want to take PayPal because of the fees. And I said, I'll throw in extra just to make the math easy. I said, how about this? Sell me the two pieces for 50 bucks and I'll give you 20 bucks to ship them, because I know that they'll both fit in a medium flat rate box, which is exactly what he did. It cost him $15.50 to ship this to me. And he kept the other $4.50 to go towards the PayPal fees, which on 70 bucks would be like less than $3. So it was worth it to both of us to do this deal. Let's see how I made out. So we got a problem right off the bat here. We're missing, look at that, we're missing the part. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's check the other piece and see if there's nothing in there. If there's any chance that it fell out during the shipping. There it is. Okay, good. That's there. Alright, that's that. And this fell out of its box, but didn't break, so. Alright, so let's get this carton out of the way and let's take a look here. So let's take a look at the mag base that I saw for 20 bucks. Alright, notice anything unusual about it? It's massive. Okay, it's looks to be in excellent shape. That must be probably a washer that fell off of that. But anyways, this is the Noga mag base that is used on the Noga Big Boy indicator stand, which I happen to own one of these. So this is the Noga Big Boy. This is the king of articulating indicator stands. It's the biggest one Noga makes. It's got a larger price tag on it for that reason. Because it's such a large, heavy arm on this thing, the magnet is larger. I think in their literature they claim that this magnet has like 135 pounds of magnetic force when it's on. I don't know how they quantify that. I guess because, I mean, depending on the mass or depending on the you know, what it's stuck to is probably going to affect that strength. So that's kind of an interesting thing that they come up with. Anywho, so you can see this thing's really beefy and stout. So the magnet, you can buy this magnet separately. So I guess if you had another stand and you wanted to really make it have a lot of sticking power, you could buy the magnet by itself, which is essentially what this is right here. Okay, so this has a MSC label on it still. These are quite expensive. I don't know what MSC gets for this thing. I imagine it's crazy money. The dirty little secret about this, I've mentioned this in my previous videos talking about this, you gotta buy these off of Amazon. I do not understand why people are paying the kind of money people are paying for these when they come up used on eBay. I'm seeing people paying $150 plus shipping for a used one of these when it comes up on eBay, when they average $185, $190 on Amazon with free Prime shipping. So it's a no-brainer. Why not just buy a brand new one instead of dealing with, you know, a used one and not being sure what kind of condition it's going to come in. So anyways, this is the mag base for that. For giggles, let's see what MSC says. All right, so there it is right there on the MSC website, and it's interesting. The pulling power is a lot more than I thought. Turns out the smaller one is 176 pounds of pulling power, and then when you go to the larger one, for some reason they tell you it in newtons. They say 1,300 newtons of force. So not sure why. So these are $81.24. That's the online MSC price. So DG0039 is the Noga part number. So once you know that, then you can go out onto the World Wide Web and find a better deal on this. So this is from KBC Tools. They usually have pretty decent pricing, and you know they're asking $64.63. Did a little online conversion here. 1,300 newtons is 292.2 pounds of pulling force, which is pretty wild. So basically they're claiming that when this magnet is on, it exerts enough pulling force that a person of my size, over 200 pounds, should actually be able to hang from this magnet. You know, I got to tell you, I believe that. I just stuck this to the I-beam that runs down the center of my house and tried as hard as I could to pull this off, and I could not. This is one strong magnet. I know you guys want me to rig something up so I can hang myself with this thing, but I'm not doing it. Yeah, so I don't even have a use for this yet. But, you know, who knows. It's funny, I remember a while back somebody had just the arm for a Noga Big Boy without the magnet. And I was going to bid on it. And then I looked up how expensive the magnet was and was like, well, by the time I buy the magnet, it makes it a non-starter. Now, the funny thing is, you know, if I had known I was going to come into a cheap magnet, I could have bought that arm, put the two together, and had myself another big boy. Could have sold it or kept it, whatever. So then, you know, when I told him I was making a deal with him, and we're talking, you know, chatting through Messenger and everything, he then asks me which one I was interested in, because he said he had more than one of these posted. So I was like, oh, well. So I looked, and he had another Noga posted, and he said the arm on that one's a little bit longer. So I looked at the photograph, and the other one that he had posted a picture of, this was all chrome. So I knew it was an older one. So that, plus the fact that this one has this part right here. So I knew I wanted this one because it had the fine adjustment, which is a really nice feature. So here's my other two Nogas. This one might be about the same vintage as this one. Notice it's got a much beefier arm on it, but it doesn't have the fine adjust. And then this one right here is my oldest Noga, and you can see it's got the metal arm. So this is more like the other one that he had, and he was asking the same price for this one, $40. I didn't buy this from him. I had this one. So here's the one I already own, the DG61003 on KBC Tool. It's $126. And here's the one I just got that's got the fine adjustment. It's the DG6160 DBL fine adjusting, and that one's $152.23. So you can see there's quite a big difference there in price for the fine adjust option. So this next item came up on it was either Marketplace or Craigslist. I actually forget now, and I ended up contacting the individual because he was 45 minutes away. So I was like, well, that's kind of a long drive to pick up one piece, in the hopes that he might have some other pieces. Well, unfortunately, he didn't have any other pieces. Then I said, you know, would you be willing to be a little bit more flexible on price? He wanted $50 for this item, which was a good price for it. But I just thought maybe because I was driving 45 minutes to get there, which I explained. He'd be willing to budge on price, and he said no, but he has one other micrometer, and he said what he'd be willing to do is he'd be willing to throw in that micrometer, and he said it was a Mitutoyo micrometer. So sight unseen, I said, yeah, okay. I agreed to come down, pay him $50 for this, and it worked out well because the item in question is this Starrett 120 series dial caliper, and it's a 12-inch. Now, it actually works perfectly fine, but it's really stiff in the middle here, and I can see that it's kind of gunked up. So it's going to need a little bit of cleaning, but it repeats to 0 every single time. The only other drawback is that, oddly enough, he had the cardboard box for it. It's the correct one, 120-12 part number right on the side there. But the case is missing. So it turns out I can actually see I can feel this sticky residue of something right here on the back. So I'm just going to clean that. Oh, it's funny. I just checked this out. I just noticed this. Somebody had $20 on this. So this was probably picked at a yard sale or something for $20. Boy, I thought I got a good deal at 50. Well, I cleaned the back, and I did a quick cleaning of this track, and it definitely improved, but it's still got a couple little sticky spots here, but I'm just going to leave this alone. I'm going to let the next owner do as they wish. I don't need to get myself into any trouble. Nope. Actually, they're perfectly fine now. There was one little spot of shmoo right here that I missed. And now that I clean that off, the amount of force that I have to apply to move it is even all the way across. It's not stuttering anymore, or getting stuck in areas. So I'd say that this is going to be a really nice set for somebody. Oh, I got that for $50, and he did throw in the micrometer, and then I was pleasantly surprised to see it wasn't some old beat up, piece of junk. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that it's actually a pretty nice micrometer. It's a 0 to 1 inch. The lock works. It's got the friction thimble. That works. It's a tenths micrometer. We can see it's got the vernier right here, indicating that it's accurate to the tenths of a thousandth, with also 0.0001 right here. It's got a little bit of engraving on it. It's got a calibration sticker on it. I can't quite make out the date. Smooth as silk. Carbide faces look good. This is a nice little bonus that he placed very little value on because he just basically threw it in. So I'll be able to turn this around and flip it almost immediately because I've already got one. I've got a 12-inch Starrett with the case. So I'll keep that one for myself, and I'll offer this one up to somebody and make a little bit of money on it. I could probably get more if I put it on eBay or something like that, or was willing to wait longer, but I want to turn it around pretty quick. And then the micrometer I haven't decided about yet. I'm still kind of in a state of flux with my micrometers. I'm getting to the point where now I'm hoarding them because I haven't decided yet what I want to keep for myself. These next 3 items are a Facebook Marketplace find that comes out of New York. Individual had put a photograph of a whole bunch of machinist tools on a table, and basically had little price stickers, little pieces of paper with prices on them next to the items, and said, look at the pictures for pricing. And there was quite a few things on the table, and my eagle eyes spotted a couple of things that I thought, there might be something to this. So one of the items I saw was marked for, I think, $50. And I was looking at it, and I was like, I think it said bore micrometer. And it had the range. But I noticed it was in an orange plastic case. So I was like, I think that's a Mitutoyo bore micrometer. So then I spotted this small chuck, and it was a really little chuck that had the ring on it that would indicate to me that it's mounted on a sensitive drill chuck arbor it just said small chuck, $50, and it didn't say who made it. So I was hoping that maybe that's an Albrecht chuck, but I don't know. But I figured it wasn't that unreasonable. So we made a deal on 3 pieces. It was the drill chuck, the bore gauge, and a small V-block, which I thought I saw a V-block in the picture. When I spoke to him, he said, yeah, there's a V-block here. It's kind of dirty, and he said it does have a clamp with it. So, it seems unusual to be able to fit all 3 of those items in a small flat rate. So we're going to find out together. Well, I see the orange box. That's a good sign. So first things first, the micrometer. So it's the 368026, which is what I was hoping it was going to be, because when I looked up all he had was a piece of paper with the price on it, and it said the bore size that this covers, the range. When I put that into Google, Mitutoyo bore mic with that range, this is the number that came up. Oh, and that's clean as a whistle. Got a little adjustment wrench that looks like it's never been out of the plastic. Oh, that's a beauty. So this is a 0.24 to 0.28 inch bore micrometer. Oh, that's nice. I'm very happy with that. Oh, for crying out loud. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Chris, and I'm calling from US Home Solar. How are you doing today?
Oh, very good. Thank you.
That's great. What we are doing is providing free information to the homeowners who are paying high electricity bills. So I believe that I'm talking to the homeowner, right?
Sure am.
That's great. What type of home is it? Is it a single-family home, townhouse, manufactured home, or a mobile home?
It's a mobile home.
It's a mobile home. And do you own 1 acre of land with it?
Do I? I'm sorry. What was that?
Do you own 1 acre of land with it?
Yes.
Okay. So how is your electricity? Is it
I'm sorry. You cut out there. There's something about electricity?
No, sir. Actually, we are from solar department, and we are providing free consultation so that you can save by going solar. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, sir. I told you that we are calling from US Home Solar, and we are providing free consultation so that you can see how much money you can save by going solar. So that we require some answer of the question: how much is your electricity bill on an average? Is it above $75 or less?
Above.
Above $75, right?
Yeah, I have a growing operation that has a lot of lighting, and it uses a lot of electricity. So even though I'm in just a mobile home, I have a lot of lights, special lights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. And sir, which company is providing you electricity?
National Grid is my current provider.
National Grid.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do you have any shade around your house, around your roof?
No. I live in it's a very wide open area. It's there's nothing growing near me.
Okay, I get it. And sir, can I have your first and last name, and can you spell out for me?
Yeah, sure. It's Baba Ganush.
Pardon?
Baba
Yeah.
Ganush.
Can you spell out your last name?
Sure. GANOOSH.
Okay. Baba Ganush.
Yes.
Danoosh.
Yes.
Okay. And sir, may I have your address of the house?
I'm sorry, you said address?
Yeah, so that our solar expert may have satellite image of your rooftop.
You can do that?
You understand, sir? Yeah, sir.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 410 Desolation Yeah. Desolation Boulevard.
Okay. Desolation.
Yeah, Desolation Boulevard.
Okay. And sir, zip code?
The zip code is 05738.
Can you give me, are you sure this is your zip code? Hello?
Yeah, what?
Sir, are you sure that this is your zip code? 05738.
Yes.
But sir, I have just checked and this is not a zip code of US.
Yes, it is. It's Vermont. The state is Vermont.
Okay, let me check again. And sir, city? What is the city?
It's Mount Holly, Vermont.
North Poly?
Mount Holly.
Yeah, let me check, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Mount Holly, Vermont. Okay, sir, I have got the address.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. In few next days, our solar expert will call you and provide you more information, even federal, state, or do not call this. Is that okay, sir?
Well, I'd prefer not to get called on this phone number.
Sir, can you give alternate number?
Sure. It's
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. My phone just... I'm having a problem with my phone.
Yeah, sir.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, where were we? All right, so I was just checking out this bore micrometer. So the funny thing about this bore micrometer is it must have been really expensive when it was new. The few that I was able to find on eBay that are currently for sale, people are asking quite a bit more money for it than what I paid for this one. But if you look at previous sales, it doesn't appear that any have sold. So I don't know what to tell you about that. Interesting. I might keep that for myself. I haven't decided yet. Here's the mystery chuck, and here's the mystery V-block. So neither of these I really know anything about. Well, I can tell you the condition looks great. Oh, that's in really nice shape. So this is how this works. This spins. So while this is spinning, you can grab this wheel and do this so that you can feel the tension on the drill as you're drilling. So this is for really, really small drill bits so that they don't snap. Nothing's foolproof, but hopefully you can get away with not snapping your drill bit. So now the question is, who makes this chuck? This is just the arbor. And there it is, guys. Right there, that is marked Albrecht, Germany. It's a 0,15, which I believe means 0 to 1.5 millimeter. These trade typically close to $100 on eBay. Very happy, 2 for 2. And then the V-block, couldn't even make out what the heck this was in the photo.